Good morning and warm greetings from AJK College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. We welcome you all for the inauguration of the NCC wing in our institution. I request everyone to rise up for the prayer song. Thank you. With great pleasure, I welcome Dr. Ajit Kumar Lalmohan, Secretary, Professor and Research Guide, Department of Catering Science and Hotel Management, AJK College of Arts and Science, to deliver the presidential address.
Respected Chief Guest of today's function, Lieutenant Colonel Girish Parthan, Officer Commanding Tamil Nadu Artillery Battery, NCC Coimbatore, Principal of this institution, the NCC officer of this institution, officers from the NCC wing Coimbatore, deans, at other departments, coordinators, faculty members, and my dear students. It's a great privilege for AJK College of Arts and Science to welcome the chief guest of today's function for inaugurating the NCC wing, Army wing at AJK College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. It's a red letter day in the history of AJK College of Arts and Science, where we have started the Army wing of NCC in our college, and we have got a sanction of 50 cadets to be enrolled in NCC in our institution. NCC, all of you know, I don't think requires an introduction for anyone who is taking part in this program or who is part of this session today. NCC has played a major role in this country, and its presence is there all over India, right from the school education to the higher education. I myself was an NCC cadet, and I was a C certificate holder in my school days. And I can remember the experience we had when we were in NCC. Times have changed now. Today, with the technology in changing and everything moving forward, the students who are joining today NCC will not be going through those rigorous learning experience which we had. I'm talking around 25-30 years back, or even more than that, maybe 35 years back. When we went for a NCC camp, I still remember how we were being asked to follow procedures, get up early morning at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. We have to sleep in the floor. So it was a great experience those days, going for an NCC camp. If I am not wrong, it was a 2 months camp. I think it was a 2 months camp, which was conducted in Kerala, in Nilambur, in a hill station. And 35 years back, 40 years back, you can just imagine how the roads would have been, how the transport would have been, how the facilities would have been. We were all put up in one school, government school, and how it would be. So, joining NCC is a great pride. I take pride that I was an NCC student, and I am sure the students who are enrolling in our college in NCC would be also having a pride that they are joining NCC. I would like to thank the commanding officer of NCC who has come here to inaugurate the NCC program in our college, and also learning and development of AJK College, who has been continuously following up with the officers to get this program in our college. I thank each one of you, and I would like to thank especially the chief guest of today's function, Lieutenant Colonel Girish Parthan, for accepting our invitation to inaugurate this NCC Army Wing through online program. I think this would be one of the best colleges which is inaugurating the NCC Army Wing through online program. So we are setting standards not only in Coimbatore, all over in India. All over in India, we are setting standards, and I'm sure that this will also be one of the first few to start this through online program. Thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful speech. Next, it gives me great pride and honor to call upon Lieutenant Colonel Girish Parthan, Officer Commanding 2, Tamil Nadu Artillery Battery, NCC Coimbatore, to give the inaugural address.
A very good morning to all of you. I am Colonel Girish, the Officer Commanding of 2 Tamil Nadu Artillery Battery, NCC. And what is this so special about 2 Tamil Nadu Artillery Battery, NCC? First of all, it is the champion unit of entire Tamil Nadu state in NCC. So I am proudly saying that AJK is becoming part of this champion battalion. Cannot we get a better time than that? It is becoming part of the best NCC unit of Tamil Nadu. So that is what the importance I said, sir. So AJK has got an opportunity, even though there are many other colleges which have been got this time. Almost around 8 colleges have got NCC this year in Coimbatore group, out of which AJK got that prize thing of becoming part of the champion unit of Tamil Nadu. It is not a lesser feat, because this unit has been excelling in all its spheres. Out of 69 units in entire Tamil Nadu, we are the one unit which has judged as the best unit by the Chief Minister. Okay, second, another milestone of which I think is, I am a student from Coimbatore. I'm from the Indian Army, from the Brigade of the Guards, but I am a student, an NCC cadet who hailed from Coimbatore. I studied in the school, Staines Higher Secondary School. I did my degree in Government Arts College. and I was pursuing my MCA in Bardha University when I joined the force. So I'm very, very happy to become the head of the champion unit, the champion group. That is, even Tamil Nadu Coimbatore group is the champion group of Tamil Nadu for last 5 years consecutively. So we have all the firsts, the best as part of this raising of this college, as part of our NCC. And what is so special about the day today? It is the October 14th. Like our the presidential address who was given by Dr. Ajit Kumar, Ajit Lal Mohan sir. So he should be very, very, very happy. He was stating that it is one of the first that we are appearing, and for the first time we are doing it in online, and NCC has been inaugurated in online. Yes, I do agree with that. But there is a speciality of this today's date, the October 14th. October 14th is the International Standards Day. We set standards today. This is what the standards have to be brought into the entire world in every field. They have to be maintained. So there are certain rules. So we are also setting standards today on the International Standards Day, and we are raising our NCC unit. Certain quotes which I felt that all of you should be, and moreover, I'm very happy that I am also addressing so many cadets and the students of this very important college, illustrious college, which has a sense of pride and also very different, uniquely having its courses, many such courses which are subjects which are very unique to this college. I have never heard about initially when the principal came and gave me that pamphlet of the college. I was totally surprised because I never knew that so many such subjects are there. Even though because we are from the old school of education, so all the subjects and names are different. So I could go through this. Certain quotes which I would like to highlight today. Hold yourself responsible for a higher standard than anybody expects of you. Never excuse yourself. Another quote says by an unknown person, always keep the international standards of quality in mind to give yourself and your world a better place to live. Standardization is a fertilizer of college education. A little mat be useful, but flowers do not grow in our manure. Another person says, we need standards with flexibility, non-standardization with force if we are not get the best from our teachers. Finally, Albert Einstein puts it like this: the world of nature does not become smaller because one cannot measure it by standards of human moral and human aims. That is what I say. So these are certain things that we are on the very right day of inaugurating an NCC, that is on the International Standards Day, and we are setting standards. I'm very sure this institution will make a difference, being part of the champion unit of Tamil Nadu, and also will uphold the standards and also set standards to itself and excel in NCC also. Most of you will be feeling, why should we have an NCC? Without NCC also our college was running. We are having good time. We are having good college. We are having good education. And as your secretary said, that his main aim is he can even leave courses which do not offer any job opportunity. If he is so stubborn about that, if that does not produce any job, then that course is not required. Yes, exactly. That is what every parent sends their wards to the college, is not only to gain knowledge and also to gain a job, secure job for their future. So that is the aim of spending so much of money and spending and making somebody to be part of the college. So even my parent also felt like that. But why did I choose? Or I was a NCC cadet in my school, and also as an NCC cadet in the college. I was doing BSc Computer Science. Then why did I take the opportunity? Why did I join the Defence Force? I joined my Defence Forces because I have my passion to join the Defence Forces. The armed forces fascination was inside me. Who created this armed forces fascination? It was the NCC which created the armed forces fascination. There are many movies which have inspired me to join the armed forces. It was my father who took me to every August 15th and January 26th. If there is an event, he takes me to those places to see the parade and other things. So it inspires you. Somewhere in your mind that armed forces fascination comes. That might be the reason I could clear my SSB and then I could have joined the armed forces. So let me be a tool and also make this auspicious occasion as part of the raising of the NCC and also addressing as part of the induction program which is going on with all your cadets, all the students of the college. Let me put in, there might be, see, as an officer, I can only tell you, nothing is created. Nobody can make anybody into an officer. An officer is made by himself. He already has it in him. Only thing we check is that whether he has it, if he is having it, if he is able to bring it out. We can give you only a modular correction. Where have you learned? You have learned in your school, in your college, in your household, the bringing up of yourself in your home. So these are the places where it has brought you to the this has been imbibed in yourself, and so it has to come out as a leadership. If you are a leader, it will come out. For that, you have to do a little bit of correction in your character, where whatever you can adjust and do all these things, it will all become your part of your development as a personality, as a leader. Now, let me just like that. If I start talking, I can talk for hours, but it should have been interesting also. How it will be interesting? Let me use some of my, like everybody, I generally don't like to use some slides or a presentation or something like that, but still, you know, everybody is used to for a presentation these days. So I would like to show you some presentation. Shyam, can you play it? The best way of interaction is that without a break, I should be speaking on. If at all anybody has any query or anything, definitely there is an opportunity at the end of my briefing or the talk. You can always ask me whatever your queries are. I'm there here to speak to you all only and to make all your queries becoming an fruitful session. I can tell you, a life in Defence Forces is a life less ordinary. Why did I say? Why I'm saying so? You can see in the subsequent slides and my videos, which I like to play with you. Play it for you, all of you people. The Indian Army is the serving God and country with pride. It is born to rule, born to defy, born as a lion, and so shall I die. These days, generally, whenever the senior people address the new generation now, we say this generation is not that good like what we had. We are saying in our times we had a very, very tough life. We had to go so much distance to study. We had to go and find out details. We did not have Google and all these things. Generally, we say this time the new generation which is coming is plastic. But I take it in a different way. Why do we need you people to become part of this country's armed forces? Let me say, this is the only armed force in the world which is a volunteer force. in all of the armies in the world, including US Army, is a conscript army where the people have to come and do the service to the nation. Only if they are doing well, then they become in the ranks and other things. Otherwise, there is no choice that you have go to any job, you have to go and serve in the defense force. India is the only country where it is volunteer in nature. You can become part of this organization if you are only voluntary. So this is the difference. And why do we need you people? I consider all of you people are from the millennials. Most of you, all the students are all after 2000 only. So if you become millionaires, the world calls all of you as class clowns. A student who tries to make other students laugh. You will find in a group, there are many people who are there, but some people will act funny, he'll make other chaps laugh, or he'll do something in the mischief in the class, in the college, just to make fun of others and so that the people are all happy and they all laugh at it. These are the right people, because people will say, no, he is a class clown, yeah, don't add him. But I would say these are the right people to join the defense force, because they are the people who has the self-belief in them. They know that they can inspire people, they can make other people laugh. The second, so the millennial peoples are basically self-belief, and the class clown has a spirit. Some people are all binge gamers. They don't play in the ground. They all play in the PUBG. You get into online mode, keep on playing all the games and all. Now you have so much of Dream 11, this, that, all the cricket playing options. So many games are there. You don't game every night, but then you keep on doing it till the time you are totally up to the finish. This is what it's called. You have drive in you to go and finish it. May not be that good for your health, may not be good for your this thing, but you have the drive in you to do all these games. Then people call them all, these times all the people are phone zombies, they cannot be without the phone. Someone who carries out everyday life staring at their phone only. Even you could have seen me also going to the phone, but I do go only to search for certain information. I say these people are all focused. They have the focus. All the phone zombies are very focused. They know that what they want to do, they keep on going to the phones. Then we call the people like snowflakes, the person who believes he is unique, politically correct and sensibilities. He always thinks that he is right and everything and all. He absorbs things and says. This person politically right who speaks about is very compassionate about the people around him. He is worried about not only his own works, but also for the other people. The last one is the selfie addicts. We are all selfie addicts, isn't it? We all like to take a photograph, pose ourselves, we have to show everything. So this selfie addicts are the right people who are very confident about themselves. Okay, next. That's why we need you. Okay, I said the Indian Army is a lifeless ordinary. I don't say Indian Air Force or Navy is all lesser than us. No, every force is same, because I belong to this organization. So I would like to tell you about through my organization, say that how the armed forces and different forces are very important. Like Sir said, this Indian Army gives an active life. It gives you the method and the veins to lead a very active life. It gives you very high status. Today, you see, I can come to a college and inaugurate an NCC, and I'm standing in front of you as a chief guest. I'm very happy that I could be chief guest of my own school, which is very almost 200 years old school. I could become I was the VIP of my school. I could become the VIP of my own college. I could give a VIP guest lecture in my own university, which I studied. So it has given me a very high status. And you might be wondering, my name, You have seen Lieutenant Colonel Girish Parthan SM. What that SM means? SM means it is going throughout my life. It is going to be there. What is the thing has to be taken out. The brackets have to be taken out. Otherwise, what does that SM means? SM means Sena Medal. It is a Sena Medal Gallantry Award which I got for my operations. Very 0.75% of the entire Indian Armed Forces get this medal. Very few people get it. It is in the gallantry means it is in the face of the enemy. When you fight for the nation, you get this gallantry award. It is going to be there. Even if I die, till the time my name is there, my gallantry medal is also there with my name. That's why we proudly call it and say that SM is there. And always see, this is the medal which I wear as the Sena medal. The next is the job security. Sir, for Secretary, sir, for your kind information, Defence Forces today are the only institutions which gives you pension. No other institution, no other job is giving you pension. Pension is not there anywhere. Only Defence Forces. So it is the 100% job security is in Defence Forces only. Enhanced qualifications. Yeah, I thought that I studied till MCA. I need not study much anymore when I joined the forces. Only every day I'll be going and fighting a war, a battle, and an action will be done. No, it is not so. I studied maximum in my last 21 years of service. I studied more. I am still learning every day a new thing. So my qualifications are bettered after only going into the Defence Forces. So there's a lot of education and a lot of qualification enhancement is there. Next is the pay. Very, very handsome pay I do get. Yes, nobody, even the basic officers, they just go to the NDA, the National Defence Academy, at the age of just after finishing the 12th standard. They do their degree there, everything. For a person who did just 12th standard, they do get a pay much more higher than a civil service officer also. Civil services officer also. Where can I get it? So this is the best pay in Indian government services. This is the best pay which is being offered to the person. Along with that, a lot of perks and many things which we'll see subsequently. Very minimal expenses because our food is free, our accommodation is free, where we stay, everything is free. But it is all belongs to our hard work only. It is not free for, I'm going to say, this is all been given to those people for wait for that day when he is required to defend his own country. After retirement, benefits are much. The quality of life is superb in a defense force. So I would definitely say, I can vouch for this. I would like to see one of my experiences in my own unit. I belong to a very, very illustrious regiment called, as you can see from my uniform only, I'm totally different from any other army officer who wears a uniform. You can see a lot of military uniforms here, but my uniform is unique because I don't wear buttons. I have a different, so many patches, so many things are there. This is all because, and this cap, which is a very unique, only this regiment of this Indian Army forces wear this particular kind of a dress. So why I'm so I would like to see my regiment, my own life. From that only you can see what is the quality of life, how a unit is binded, how it is coming into the group, what is the spirit behind this thing. No army person in the country fights for India. As a nation, we don't fight. We fight for our own insignia, the regiment that we belong. We have a war cry. We have a passion towards our own regiment. So that is why that spirit goes on. We are all in an Indian army. The regiments are splitted into various forms as the martial race is all about. So we say Dogra regiment, we have Tambi regiment, we have the Madrasis, we have the Biharis, we have the Dogras, we have the Marathas, we have the Sikhs, the Sikhs. So we are distributed into various martial races. Okay. let me show you a glimpse of a life of an army person and also the regimentation of. People can keep on posting your questions and queries and everything.
वह प्रयोग को अंजाम देने जा रही थी। ये प्रयोग था भारतीय सेना के इतिहास में पहली बार टैंक रोधी मिसाइल बटालियन को स्थापित करना, साथ ही एक ऐसी अद्वितीय बटालियन तैयार करना जिसमें न केवल गार्ड्स रेजिमेंट के योद्धा हों, बल्कि भारतीय सेना की सक्षम बटालियन के चुने हुए उत्कृष्ट योद्धा को सम्मिलित करना। 3 फरवरी 1968 को प्रथम ATGM बटालियन 12 गार्ड्स को तत्कालीन लेफ्टिनेंट कर्नल अशोक कुमार हांडू के नेतृत्व में स्थापित किया गया। उसी दौरान बटालियन को एनटेक 58 से सुसज्जित किया गया। इस बटालियन का भविष्य इतना सुनहरा होगा ये कौन जानता था। स्थापना के कुछ लम्हों के बाद ही बटालियन को अपने योद्धाओं, हथियारों और पुख्ता बुनियाद को परखने का मौका भारत पाक युद्ध 1971 के छम क्षेत्र में मिला। अपने पहले ही युद्ध में बताया जब तत्कालीन राष्ट्रपति वीवी गिरी द्वारा बटालियन को उसकी शानदार उपलब्धियों के लिए कलर प्रदान किया गया। 1975 को बटालियन को SS-11 V1 मिसाइल से सुसज्जित कर तकनीकी बदलाव किए गए। बटालियन अपने विकास मार्ग पर प्रशस्त थी और हर क्षेत्र में नए आयाम स्थापित कर रही थी। 1986 के शुरुआत में भारतीय सेना में तेजी से आधुनिकीकरण शुरू हो चुका था। इसी परंपरा के तहत हमारी बटालियन का भी आधुनिकीकरण किया गया। हमें SS-11 V1 मिसाइल तकनीकी की जगह BRDM प्रदान कर मैकेनाइज्ड इन्फेंट्री में तब्दील किया गया। ये एक अभूतपूर्व कदम था। 1987 में पलायन कर बीकानेर की सरजमी पर कदम रखा। यहाँ का इलाका बेहद वीरान एवं बंजर था। बटालियन ने कठोर परिश्रम और दृढ़ इच्छा शक्ति से इस क्षेत्र को हरा भरा कर जीवंत कर दिया, जो स्वर्ग की अनुभूति देने लगा। 99 में एक और ऐतिहासिक बदलाव आया जब बटालियन को BRDM के स्थान पर ICV BMP प्रदान की गई, जिससे बटालियन को पूरी तरह रैकी एंड स्पोर्ट ट्रैक बटालियन के रूप में बदला गया। हर क्षेत्र में बेहतरीन प्रदर्शन करती हुई उन्नति के पथ पर अग्रसर थी। 2004 में पलटन को मध्य दूरी के मारक क्षमता वाले राडार प्रदान कर बटालियन को भी सशक्त किया गया। साथ ही साथ बटालियन के बहादुर योद्धा जहां पर भी सेवारत थे, उन्होंने उल्लेखनीय योगदान दिया और बटालियन का नाम रोशन किया। बटालियन के योद्धाओं ने एक शौर्य चक्र, 3 सेना मेडल, 12 प्रशंसा पत्र अर्जित किए, जो बटालियन के लिए गौरव की बात थी। ये शौर्य गाथा इस बात की गवाह है कि बटालियन की बुनियाद कार्यकुशलता, फौलादी इरादे और पराक्रमी रक्त संचार हर दिशा में अपना परचम लहरा रहा है। 2013 में बटालियन को भारतीय सेना में उल्लेखनीय एवं ऐतिहासिक योगदान के लिए संयुक्त राष्ट्र के तहत शांति सेना के रूप में कांगो के लिए चुना गया और बटालियन ने वहां भी भारतीय सेना का प्रतिनिधित्व प्रशंसनीय एवं वैभवशाली तरीके से किया। छब्बीस जनवरी 2016 को बटालियन ने अपने स्वर्णिम इतिहास में एक और स्वर्णिम अध्याय जोड़ा, जब बटालियन को हर क्षेत्र में अनुकरणीय योगदान के लिए यूनिट प्रशंसा पत्र दक्षिण कमान GOC द्वारा प्रदान किया गया। आज 50 साल के बाद जब हम बटालियन की स्वर्ण जयंती से वैभवशाली इतिहास की ओर झांकते हैं तो अपने आप को गौरवान्वित महसूस करते हैं। बटालियन अपनी पुरानी परंपरा और मापदंडों के साथ भविष्य की ओर देखती है तो प्रथम ADGM होने के नाते और दुश्मन को पहला जवाब देने के लिए तत्पर रहने वाली प्रथम बटालियन अपनी सिखलाई, कार्य कुशलता और मजबूत इरादों से ऐसा कर गुजरने का दम रखती है जिसकी किसी ने अपेक्षा भी नहीं की हो। ये शानदार बटालियन ऐसे ही नई नई बुलंदियों को छूकर नए नए कीर्तिमान स्थापित करती रहेगी।
Get back to the presentation. I hope all of you enjoyed first-hand look. Whatever you saw is all the original battle which we faced. It is not like the movie which has been already faced. Whatever you saw in the video was all the original action that we did on ground. So a life less ordinary in an Indian Army is actionable, adventurous, wide travel, unmatched lifestyle and professional growth. Where are operations that the Indian Army has participated, the active operations like 1948, 1962, that was the Chinese debacle, 1965 against Pakistan, 1971 when we liberated Bangladesh, and also in 1999 when we had this Kargil operations. Then the counter-terrorism operations in J&K and Northeast, special operations like Akshardham, Mumbai attacks, Balakot airstrikes, peacekeeping operations and various UN missions. There are a lot of peacetime activities we do, that is the aid to the civil authorities, the relief work in time of natural calamities like basically tsunami, earthquakes, cloudbursts, floods in Chennai and Kerala are all examples. The environmental protection activities like the Naman Ganga project, the army, we have 2 eco battalions working on the Ganga river. Then we have socially benefiting activities like Op Samaritan and Sadbhavna. Life in the army is an unending string of adventure. Various activities, adventure activities that we participate and pursue in the army are the mountaineering, car and motorcycle rally, whitewater rafting, scuba diving, hot air ballooning, ocean sailing, aerosports and water sports, and so on. Army offers the opportunity to travel extensively and see the world. An officer gets to see not only the whole country and places where no one can reach, but even many parts of the globe. You can see there are so many places where we have the patch of the Indian Army's training institutions or on the UN missions services that we do. The life in the army, the lifestyle, it offers an unmatched in any sector, which even the corporates cannot give it. The facilities and infrastructure exist to lead an enviable social and an individual life. The sports and games are golf, horse riding, swimming, facilities of all sports, shooting and indoor sports. The best of the medical facilities, free travel in AC and air. The CSD facilities that we have, which is the CSD, the canteen stores department, is the biggest, market chain in the entire world. That is what the army runs it. The entire defense forces run it. Then in social and leisure, we have very well equipped clubs, libraries, childcare facilities, schools and educational institutions where the defense forces run. We have 135 army schools, medical and dental colleges, engineering colleges, management colleges, nursing colleges, education colleges, and hotel management institutes, including the National Defense College, which is there. And we have basic ladies clubs and other things, a lot of activities for the women who are the spouses of the Indian Army personals. I don't think anything else is more required for a person. If he has a professional job, he serves for the nation, at the same time he gets so many facilities. A lot of measure has been placed to enhance the comfort and convenience of the families. We have quarters in the best localities of the military station, secure and clean cantonments, various sports and skill learning facilities for the children, separated family quarters during field postings. In service career courses, that is why I say why an army personnel is professional growth is always there continuously, even after commissioning. That is the professional courses. We have technical courses, we have management courses, language courses. We learn a lot of languages because we have to go and operate at various countries and we have to interact and speak with those people. So we have all the languages courses, we have foreign courses, sponsoring for higher degrees and qualifications, doing even abroad also. And also we have, every officer has a facility to undergo a study leave, purely coming and studying something. Even I would like to take a study leave and study in your own college if there's a very interesting subject during my study leave. Emoluments, the best of the pay. After the 7th pay commission, the pay packet of the army officers have increased substantially and almost matches those of the corporates, more than the corporate salaries. We have all the service benefits we get. We have an entitled rations, free medical treatment for self and dependents, canteen facilities, leave, 60 days and plus, furlough, encashment of leave. We get a study leave also. We get free railway warrants, other facilities, privileges like house furniture. In our houses, we do get a quarter, not only a quarter, we get a house furniture, electricity, water and minimal rates, conveyance allowance for baggage on transfers, life insurance cover up to more than 75 lakhs, house building, transport, computer loans and advances, like any other government services. Okay, today I tell you, there are 4 pillars which we say, we don't speak about the 5th pillar. That is the polity, economy, judiciary, media also joined it. And now I will tell you the one unspoken about the pillar is the military of the country. Military comprises of all Army, Navy, Air Force. What are the external challenges our country do face today? The people all will be studying. If you are good in a general awareness, which everybody should be, because general awareness is the most important thing everybody should have. We have so many, but wherever the stars are blinking, you can see we have so much of threats all around our country. What are the internal challenges? We have a problem in J&K, we have a problem in Northeast. The left-wing extremism extends in the Bengal side. Communal tribes are always there. Trans-border migration takes place from Bangladesh and so many sites. The drug trafficking, the narco-terrorism, the cyber-terrorism, socio-economic disparity. These are all the basics internal challenges that we face. What are the role of armed forces officers? Armed forces. I'll tell you the role. The primary role is to preserve national interests, safeguard sovereignty, territorial integrity, and unity of India against any external threats by deterrence or by waging war. The secondary role is assist government agencies to cope up with proxy war and other internal threats and provide aid to civil authority when requisitioned for the purpose. War fighting to meet external aggression. So many wars we have fought. Internal security management problems, J&K, Punjab, Northeast, the counterinsurgency operations we do take place every day. For you, the Tamil Nadu people, Tamil Nadu, Kerala people and all, I tell you, you people are all in the most safest place. You people don't get an opportunity. See, you might have seen sometimes some martyrs do die and their bodies are being brought. It has been seen. We see that everybody who goes to the army doesn't die. There's only very few people who are luckier. They die for their own country. And very, very few people. It is even nothing a percentage to the amount of people who die in Coimbatore Palakkad road every day. There is no percentage which is matching. Even in this single road, I can tell you. So There's nothing called death, and because we are not aware about it, so our people are not aware that anybody goes to armed forces doesn't die. Only few lucky ones do die. Even I could have been Sena Medal posthumous because the bullets have gone very close by me. I can tell you the fact. Just because I was lucky, today I'm not posthumous. I'm live. The peacekeeping missions all over the world, which we do, we are the largest contributors. In the last 57 years, we have covered more than 43 UN missions in various countries. And today also, we are the largest contribution of peacekeeping force to the entire UN missions. You might have seen a lot of videos in between that where I could have shown my own war and the peacekeeping mission programs, which I showed you a little while back. Render humanitarian assistance, disaster relief, and aid to civil authorities. Who will get this opportunity? With all the wherewithals, where all the required training, with all the equipment, and also this thing, you can come and help the people of the country. You can get into the force, you can do all these disaster relief works, and also go and help the people. Whenever a state government or the district realize that they cannot control a problem, whom do they call? They call their defense forces. Then the defense forces are ready. They are trained in peace also. The more we train in peace and sweat in peace, the less we bleed in war. So we are ready to come in. So you get the best opportunity to come and serve the people. Today, as if I am coming and speaking to all of you people and also working towards the NCC, I'm trying to motivate you. That itself is a service which I do to the nation. Maintenance of law and order and the essential services, which I already said. Various agitations have been brought down by the army and controlled. During the flash floods, you can see there's countless number. It is not only to tell you people that what is the kind of defense force they do. Even when they don't fight a battle, are they sitting idle? No, they are still doing this kind of jobs only. Okay, what does the Indian Army comprises of? You can say why only certain quality of people. We can take anybody into army because we don't say that he is from history, so we don't take them. He is from English literature, we don't take them. You see, there is a job for everybody. The army also works with a particular, even though it works on the martial race thing, it has a particular component. What are the components are there in Indian Armed Forces? Similarly for Air Force, Navy also. I'll just focus upon, just tell you in a minute or so, I'll tell you what are the forces are there. There's an infantry, it is called the Queen of the Battle. The parachute battalions, these are the SF forces which go abroad. They come, the special forces which do operate in for various counter-insurgency operations, specialized operations. These are the mechanized infantry which you saw how effective they were in firing and battle. In the video also you would have seen. Then we have the armored corps, which are the mainstay of the battle, which gives the thundering effort in the battle. Next, then we have the artillery, which won the battle, which is called the king of the battle, which the entire Kargil war was one basis of these Bofors guns, which are there. They have these multi-rocket barrel rocket launchers also, and we have these strategic assets. Next, the missile systems like Prithvi, Agni, Akash, Nag, various missiles which are systems are there. We are getting the best anti-tank missile, air defense built missile also, and system also called S-400 very soon, which can stop any missile coming into our country and hitting us. Next, then we have the army aviation, which the army also has its own helicopter wing, which does the flying and transport of stores and all, other than the air force. Then we have the Corps of Engineers. Even in CWG games, one of the bridge collapsed. It was the army which in overnight constructed a bridge again back. So this is the signals job to construct all the bridges and put all the minefields and everything. Then we have a lot of services which are supporting the armed forces, which are the fighting battle, like the Army Supply Corps, Army Ordnance Corps, Corps of Electrical and Mechanical Engineering, Army Medical Corps, Army Dental Corps, Army Postal Services. We have the military farms, Army Education Corps is there. Then we have the Pioneer Corps. There are so many corps which do support armies. See, Indian Army is one of the second largest, biggest army in the world. It is not just like that. It has so much of people who are working towards it. In the entire Air Force, if you see, the only people who go to the battle is only the aircraft and the aircraft pilot. Nobody else go to the battle in Air Force. But the entire Air Force is there only to look after this flying of that aircraft and also the training, the given the assistance which they have to give to the pilot. Okay, next. Similarly, we have an intelligence score too, which is famously called as the DIA, is also there. The foundation of the leadership is character. So, if you are to become an officer, what all you have to do? Now, how to bring out your qualities out, whatever you have it in you already. Say today to join Indian Army, it's very simple. It's quite easy for all of you who are computer savvy. You can automatically go and find out this. For officers entry is there in many modes, like the short service commission, the long service commission. Then from the today 30% intake of officers. If one is already become a Jawan in the armed forces, he has 30% intake to get into become an officer. So it does not mean that if somebody goes as a soldier cannot become an officer. The 30% of the intake will be taken from the soldiers only. Next. Okay, there are many officers entry schemes like the 10+2 entry schemes like NDA, 10+2 TES, technical entry scheme. Graduate level entries are there like UPSC through IMA and OTA, the Officer Training Academy, the Indian Military Academy. Then we have a non-UPSC courses like SSC, JAG, that is the law version of it. Then we have a short service entry through NCC special entry scheme. All the NCC cadets who complete their C certificate in the grade of A and B grades only, they can directly become officers after they need not write examination. They can directly go to the SSB and they can become an officer. Then we have the graduate technical entry schemes are like the university entrance scheme, then the technical grants scheme. Then we have this SSC technical, then we have AEC men, the Army Educational Corps, where you can become the officers of the teaching faculty also. Then we have the women entry schemes. Now women entry schemes don't have any issues. Number has been increased. They will become all part of everything. They can continue for service completely. Next, these are these various National Defence Academy, various entries are there. These entries are all available in net. Because if I keep on explaining about this each and every entry, it will take time. But what I would say is that all these things clearly given in one place. Where is it? I'll tell you. Come on, go ahead. To become an officer, anybody to become an officer, he has to clear a particular test called as the Service Selection Board. In our state, everybody who clears a degree, then thereafter he can become he has to go for a job. He can get a job because we have a lot of institutions. The agriculture facility is there. We have a lot of industries all around the place. We have a lot of working space. If somebody cannot just even go with anything, he'll get some job. But if you go to North India, if you go to the north of many places like UP, Bihar and everywhere, you will never find an industry. Other than a sugarcane field, you will never find an industry in that. But that is the reason there is no job there. Either you be a agriculturist or that's the end of it. They don't have any choice. So that is the reason why the intake of people from the defense forces, the people who more apply for defense forces is only from those North Indian states, and it is very less in the southern states. Only 1 or 2% of officers go from the southern states. 7% per Tamil Nadu state only offers 7% of the total Indian Armed Forces strength. Kerala gives 7%, Karnataka gives 7%, and Andhra gives 7%. Totally 28% only all these 4 states give the coverage. So, anybody wants to become an officer, whether in Indian Army, Navy, Air Force, you have to follow through a particular thing called a Service Selection Board. After clearing your UPSC examinations, you are supposed to undergo this test. This is very, very unique. Why do we require to pass through this selection test? It's one of the toughest, and it is called as the mother of all interviews in any field in the world. You go to a corporate sector, you go to a college, even if you go to any sector in the country, in the world, you will be tested for a particular thing. So this particular entry, whether you want to join Indian Force or not, but you should go for a SSB. You should become eligible for SSB and you should go and attend SSB. I'll tell you, the preparation for SSB itself will bring the best out of you in any interview. When all teachers, anybody who wants to go to another job also, another institution also, you should undergo this particular test, because this is the test which interview which gives you a clear-cut identity how to go about approaching an interview. Like the intelligence test, the group discussion test, the word association test. Now you can correlate in all your entrance examinations and all these things. This is what has been asked when you join a particular service. Then you have a thematic appreciation test, the situation reaction test, the lecture, the individual, the group obstacles, and then you have an interview followed by the medicals. So it is taken in 5 days. So there's a specific way in which it's been taken. There's a psychologist. You can see the way it has been given. When the people come, they pass the examination, they come in the merit list. Thereafter, they come for the interview. There are very, very few selection boards. Only 4 election selection boards for army, and in which you come on the first day, 500 people come and only 100 people stay back. Out of 100 people also, only 30 is taken out for an interview for the entire group. Balance all people go back. If you don't have it in you, you will not be there. Then you undergo various tests like this, the group discussion and various group planning exercise and many exercises which are there. Okay, next. Okay, so the only one place where you have to go and join is join in www.joinindianarmy.nic.in. This is the thing. It gives you each and everything. You have to just go to the net, just put this thing, and you will come to know in which armed forces, where you are supposed to do, what application you have to take out, and you can apply it online. It's a very simple issue. So there is nothing hard and fast that you people have to search for so many things. Go and take guidance. No, not required. Next. 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 This is the various glimpses of the site and the various methods to join this thing. Okay, now armed forces awareness. What all awareness that you people should be knowing? That is what we are doing now today. You can see various like career opportunities in Army, Navy, and Air Force. You should be knowing it. The only pensionable service in the nation. Role of each service is unique and it should be understood. People understand, and I'm telling you, serving a nation, more than this, nobody is going to be. Because today Abdul Kalam is Abdul Kalam only because he served to the nation. That's why Dr. Abdul Kalam is being revered as a person of our country. Similarly, we have to develop our personality development and communication skills. Coming to a college does not mean that you have finished schooling. There's nothing to learn. It is the right term to learn, because you've been brought to a college level study. Education is only to develop these skills, the personality development and also the communication skills, like speaking ability, knowledge enhancers, general awareness, generate interest, develop inquisitiveness, and language skills. Next. What all you should be aware about SSB is that in SSB we have a psychologist, assessment, GTO technique test. Then we have interviewing models, the sharing of experience, IQ tests, PIQ forms, this personal information questionnaire. To fill up a personal information questionnaire itself is an art. You should know how to make your resume. Group discussion and group planning exercises. We have a thing called lecturates, where you will be asked to speak about various things. That is where the general awareness is very important. Then you have to be good in public speaking. Today I am an officer, so I had it in me to speak in front of so much of crowd. Today, maybe in front of me there are 200 odd people. Okay, 40, 50 people have left. No issues. Question and answer sessions. Next. Okay, becoming an officer in selection procedure, we have various stages which all will be explained. Okay, next. 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 You can see the best of the pay scales. What all relaxation you get? As an NCC cadet, you get a lot of if you are a sportsman, you get a lot of exemptions. You can use these relaxations further. Next. Award of bonus marks, being an NCC cadet, of where all you get marks. So the various points have been given here. Next. Okay, now we have come to a point is that today we have joined the NCC. Why should we require an NCC? Why should we be a NCC cadet? I'm telling you today, NCC has more than 14.2 lakhs cadets additionally. You're going to become one of the largest youth organization in the world. You're going to become part of it. Okay? So we feel proud about it that you have got an NCC and you're going to become the part of member of the world's largest youth organization. Today, Prime Minister has announced recently in August 15th, that is the 1 lakh expansion scheme has done. 14.2 will become 15.2, and it is in progress in border, coastal and areas adjacent to air force stations. This is the largest uniformed youth organization in the world. NCC was formally born on 15 July 1948 with 1.5 lakh cadets. NCC is a tri-services organization drawing inspiration, strength from the glorious traditions of the Army, Navy and Air Force. Girl cadets comprises of about 30.33% of total strength of NCC cadets. Girl cadet clearly it has to be improved to 33%, which we are up to, and we are going to do it. We'll start off from AJK also. We'll be having more than 30. I've already told our NCC officer to select or more than 50% of the things should be girls. We should have a 50% of girls. And it has 17 directorates. NCC today is spread in 711 out of 718 districts of the country. Barring 7 districts, I think that will also get clubbed in the expansion of border area schemes. Next. Okay, what all the achievements the NCC has done today? We have given so many national shooting champions. The mountaineering expeditions have been done, including Mount Everest. Subrata Football Cup has won by junior girls and junior boys teams. Jawaharlal Nehru Hockey Cup tournament was picked up by the NCC team. We were part of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan in the biggest way. Whatever the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan was done by the entire nation. And we have been the leading spot in doing this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan activities. Then during International Yoga Day has been celebrated in a very big way as far as NCC is concerned. Then we have a Swasth Bharat Yatra also, just connected. Next. Okay, activities of NCC is institutional training and camp training, adventure activities and sports, community development programs, special training, air and naval training, social service community development program, youth exchange program with foreign friendly countries, and many other miscellaneous activities. I would like to play a small video before I tell about the incentives what the NCC cadets, what are the activities that the NCC students do. Especially I'm just going to show you the videos which are done by our cadets only in our place. In our own city, we have done so many activities and we have been leading in those social service activities. Last year, we picked up the Chief Minister's trophy for the best social service activity group also. In which more than 70% of the activities were done by 2 Tamil Nadu Artillery Battery NCC only.
वतन मेरे वतन
No, not this one. This is the NCC Yogan party that is during this COVID time. Our cadets were part of the various posts, district posts of Coimbatore, where we manned all these posts, checking e-passes, spreading awareness about COVID. Our cadets did a fantastic job helping out the district administration. You can ask, nobody, a civilian can do such kind of thing. But yes,
चलो
Definitely you would have seen in this KG Chavadi post also. Walayar also, our cadets were doing it for the last 1 month during the main pandemic time. In the entire Tamil Nadu, the maximum number of cadets who participated in such activity was our Coimbatore group only. This is one of the camp which we conducted at a national level camp called as Advanced Leadership Camp, which was part of a very important camp which we conducted from more than 300 people from all over the country participated in this camp. There fantastic mind-blowing lectures were being taken by Dr. Sheila Ramachandran, Dr. Ramalingam, Sankaran Ramalingam, the Dean of PSG Medicals, and also General Harris, who was one of the previous army commander. So it was a very, very fruitful and a very, very intellectual camps. I hope in future we'll be conducting such camps in AJK College of Arts and Science also. And it's been a proud thing that I can tell you it's in a national level camp that we conducted, where we had the leadership skills being taught by many officers from the CLABS, that is the Center for Learning for Behavioral Sciences, Leadership and Behavioral Sciences by the Air Force, and also by the SSB team, which we have. We conducted one of the best NCC, the SSB capsule, which is not available in any of the southern states. So I have been part of this program to conducted it last year. Now, for your attention, I'm going to tell you the SSB awareness and the SSB training. We have a full-fledged team to teach you all these things. We will definitely introduce this program in this college, and whoever wants to join the armed forces, we will be a guidance tool will come and help you out in getting through these examinations. Because I don't believe in saying that I'm a coaching center or a teaching school where I can teach you about coming to SSB. Only this part of doing only the
तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा
if you have it. And you can see today also in the function planted certain trees. I would requested the management
तेरी नदियों में बह जावा तेरे खेतों में लहरावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू.
Take a photograph, send it to our college. See the amount of plants we have planted almost 5,000 trees last still rains are going on. I think it's
ओ
the right time.
हीर मेरी तू बसती रहे तेरी आंख घड़ी भर नम ना हो. मैं मरता था जिस मुखड़े पे कभी उसका उजाला कम ना हो.
More you can plant is well and good. I think.
ओ माई मेरी क्या फिक्र तुझे क्यों आंख से दरिया बहता है. तू कहती थी तेरा चांद हूँ मैं और चांद हमेशा रहता है. तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा गुल बन के मैं खिल जावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू. तेरी नदियों में बह जावा तेरी फसलों में लहरावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू.
Okay, while you're watching, I will answer certain questions which have come. Age limit to join Indian Army. Only physically, if you want to join the Indian Army, you can join. There's some stipulations are there. Like 27 is the maximum age you can join. For various streams, the age is different. So maximum for a person, normal person, by 25 you should join the Indian Army because they should pass the examination before they join the academies. They should be lesser than 25. One. Second is that will NCC cadets get trained in rifle firing? Yes, definitely we have a very good firing team. We are the nodal team for the entire Tamil Nadu and almost 4 states to train on firing. And we have one of the best firing things there. I request your management, it's a part of a condition for raising NCC in your college that you people have to establish a rifle range in your college. I think very soon we'll have a rifle range in your college, and we can also help you out, the institution, to develop a professional firing range also, and which can be a hub where all the cadets who are interested can be trained up to an Olympiad level in becoming part of the this thing. So we can ask you to do it. So the rifle is not an issue. Definitely, rifle is an important facet of NCC training. Next, we have what are the procedures for the Indian Army with hotel management degree. Arey bhai, there's no degree difference. Anybody can come. Physics, chemistry, everything. It's more good that the hotel management people come so that we can get good food in our college also, in our different services also, and we'll be very happy to have all hotel management people, especially because even my unit also we had 2-3 people coming, but they were knowing less than what I knew about food, because I don't come from a food background, because our army itself teaches us out, being a mess member, how to make food, what are the menus which are there, the amount of cuisines that I know, they were lacking, because now we are with the amount of training, everybody learns and everybody becomes a good cook, almost every Fauji, because there are situations where you yourself have to cook and eat. So we are very good at that, and we are welcome hotel management people. Then can a non-Hindi speaker join defense forces? I was totally zero in speaking Hindi when I joined defense forces. When I can become, all of you can become. There's no bar at all. It is that a person should be know to express in whatever language. When you go to SSB, you have to express in one language. If you can explain everything and the other person can understand in Tamil, no issues. If the other person can understand in English, then you should be able to speak in English. Only thing is, you need not have the proficiency in English, but you should be know to convey a matter and explain. If this is your question, if I answer to that core, I can dilly-dally and answer something else. But answer is only when you speak. You express it properly, and the other person understands. If your teacher is teaching, he is not able to make you understand what he is teaching, then there is no meaning of this thing. He has just whiled away the time. I think in your college also, in online classes, there will be some observers who will be watching whether the teacher is taking the right class or not. Is he or she is able to understand or make the children understand the people? Sometimes the teachers go in a very, so they have been brought back. The counselors, observers say, no, you come back. Now again learn and come back and take the class. So similarly, it is the point is that in the SSB interview, you should be able to express and conduct that I am be able to speak, because in army you have to command the troops. The troops or every human being is important. For every human being to understand, you should be able to give right orders, and at time immediate orders you have to give. You cannot keep men at confusion. The person who is confused is a losable army. So you have to be very clear in your mind to express your things. So if you are able to, the Hindi is not an issue at all. A person like me who has not read Hindi, anything, can go on. Now today I can write Kavita in Hindi also. Will NCC cadets be given preferences if they want to join army? Yes, my slides say so. It gives a free opportunity to have an NCC special entry scheme, which is generally undersubscribed. People are not fulfilling these things. The NCC cadets can go without writing an UPSC examination. He can go and directly appear for the SSB. I am one of it. I am the perfect example who has gone as an NCC cadet entry. Next. Whatever videos you are seeing there in the background, I'm going faster only for the reason is that whatever these videos which are being made, it is not made by me or by any expert. All these videos have been made by the cadets alone. Our NCC cadets only have made all these videos. So you people should be proud about it, that to become part of this NCC, because you can get an opportunity to make all these things also. We are speaking about Atmanirbhar Bharat. Okay, there is a question. Is it necessary to learn Hindi or foreign NCC? Yeah, don't worry about Hindi. You can speak in English and Tamil properly or in Malayalam properly. That's more than enough. and you can join, very well become an officer. There are some parameters regarding eyesight of the candidates. Yes, if you are a blind person, we cannot take you. If you have a proper sight, if you have 6/3, 6/4, 6/2, whatever it is that if we can improve it, you can do a surgery. Physical standards, yes, physically you have to be fit to join any forces. So if anything is there, you can always correct it and you can bring it to that level and you can get selected. There is definitely a leeway. Nobody expects that you have to be 6/6 always, because after joining you don't become 6/6. Then you start wearing it. Luckily, I am till 45 years of age, I am able to hear it, see it. I was the member of a PKD Rifle Association Kerala. So will it help me to in NCC? Definitely, it will help you out because you can become the. You can go as for there are various firing competitions called Maulankar and various other competitions which are there as a best cadet and everything. You have to become you have to be a good firer. So once you come and join it, the NCC, definitely I am very sure you can back this prize for this. Next. Okay. Today, the 14th October, I set my goal. When I joined the NCC, I thought I set also goals. Goal setting is very important. Today, and today you should state your goals also. That is the art of called as goal setting. The moment you saw it and you get interested, you are supposed to set your goals. Achieve 100% results in ABC certificates, because these are the certificates which help you out to join. So I thought I will make my setting of goals. Maximum induction of cadets into armed forces. Today, already my own college, which I studied, Government Arts College, one of my cadets this year has just passed out. I just got commission, cleared the SSB successfully on my guidance. And so I would be very, very happy. Last year, we had 2 of the officers from PSG CAS college also joined the armed forces. So these are all my achievements. I want, before I go from NCC in Coimbatore, it's a very rare opportunity that somebody gets an opportunity to come and serve in your own place. And as my then establish an online platform medium to connect with NCC cadets as well as students of potential. I'll tell you, I don't know whether I was foreseeing some pandemic or something like that. This presentation, this particular slide, I made it in last June 2019. 2019, where there was no induction course or there was no COVID or something like that. But that time only I said, establish an online platform and a medium to connect with NCC cadets. I wanted to start a particular thing. My officer, Lieutenant Sham from Ratnam College of Arts and Science, he was the tool for with me. He helped me out to start a particular Teams, MS Teams thing is there. So today onwards, Raja, from next week onwards, all the online classes, all your probable NCC cadets will be enrolled and they will be attending classes. If they don't attend, I will not give attendance. So all your 50 cadets, your name, whatever you are given, everybody will become part of the classes. You cannot tell me today, after the inauguration, I think today evening only we have a class and your cadets will become part of it. And this I will request the management also, if they regret, it will be very strictly taken as a consideration, because I don't allow anybody to say that today nobody has a facility to come on online. Yeah, everything they will come on to online and they will be part of the classes. Okay, Sham, please do give their IDs and other things and all. Whoever cadets come, I don't mind if it is not an NCC cadet. Also, you want to attend the classes, you can attend. Well, later on we'll tell the finalist cadets. Okay, next. So I have foreseen something like this coming, COVID. So I started off little earlier. Okay, so now I think I have answered all the questions, and if you still have any questions, please can shoot. Okay, there are some parameters regarding the eyesight candidates. Okay, not now. If a person is 25, she can join army? Slightly difficult as an officer, and but yes, you can try, because there are certain streams who can accept it till 27 also. If you're a doctor or if you are specialized person. You can have a, if you're a technical entry person, you can always join as 27 also. And even for higher studies, I think if education core is also there. But 25 is the maximum limit, because after that we have to train you. So to train you, it becomes a difficult issue for that. So may I request you people see all the schemes which is given in nic.army.com, and you will be able to learn. UPSC exam helped to me to join Air Force. Yes, yes. You have to appear for an UPSC examination. Then only you can come to SSB. Only then you can pass. For joining Air Force, you have to have an additional thing called as a PABT. That is Pilot Aptitude Battery Test, where you have to clear. Only then you can fly. That is only one chance in the lifetime. If you appear, pass, you pass. If you fail, is fail. If you don't pass, if you pass, you can become a pilot. Now next is the UPSC. So all the questions I have answered. Any more questions? We joined NCC during college. Yes, you have to join. I have vision problems, but does it matter now to join NCC? No, there is no vision problem which will reject you for this thing. But yes, we'll see a medical this thing. Basically, you should be able to see it. I hope you are not blind. Then we cannot take you. Otherwise, we'll take you.
And they wear specs.
Yes, yes, you can wear specs. Yes. Unfortunately, none of us are wearing today, but otherwise, generally people wear it. Okay, next. No problem. Vision problems, no issues. You can always join. It is your activity and other things which will make you to be permanent in NCC or not. Because this is the first time we are starting, we'll have very less vacancies. Over a period of time, first year, second year, third year, we'll increase. This year we'll have a lot of competition. But definitely, don't worry about, even if you are not part of NCC also, I'm there to guide you people. If you come for any requirement, we'll guide you and make you part of the this thing. Can a color deficient join NCC? We'll see it. It's not a big barrier. Joining NCC is not a problem. But yes, certain things you cannot do. Certain activities if you have to go for a particular course, you may not be part of. Vision is a major part of NCC. No, not a major part of NCC. During this COVID, how can we participate in camp or camp there? Today I am standing in AJK College. All your secretary, everybody, my staff, entire staff is there. You have seen it. That is how we came, and we worked through a lot of job services we did during COVID. So as of now, no camps have started, but already we have selected our team to represent Republic Day Parade in Delhi. So cadets have come. They are doing it. If you join with all the force and everything, and foresight and better planning and taking security measures, all your safety measures, definitely you can fight against COVID also. That is why we are here. If you all follow all the protocols, today I'm fit. Till last 6-7 months we have survived. Maybe another 5-6 more months before the vaccine comes, we survive. Nothing like it. Don't worry about pandemic and all. Pandemics keep coming. It will go one day, and we'll win against all these things. But we should not be worried about. We should not be go down by the things. If this is the situation, we have adopted another new situation. Today I am speaking to you people. You are asking a question online. If this pandemic would not have come, this would not have brought you this particular aspect at all. Sir, if a person has no problem at his vision, but he is colorblind, will he be accepted? Yes, definitely in NCC it is okay, but not in defense forces. Colorblind cannot go to defense forces. During this COVID, but some people do get a chance. If they improve it, they can go do some laser treatment and other things, and if their color vision is improved, they will be accepted, otherwise not. During this COVID, how can we participate in all camps? I have answered the question. I think there's no more questions, sir. This is first years? Yes. NCC started for first years only. Unfortunately, second and third years cannot become part of this. But all first years are going to be only 18 vacancies this year, 17 vacancies next year, and the next year we'll have all that 35 plus 15 vacancies. So totally 50 vacancies. This is how it will be filled up. Let us close the question and answer session. We are going to learn together hereafter, and till the time the 2 battery NCC is there, any function, anything or any activity, I would request and I will expect that NCC is the integral part of the entire program, and you have an entire good set of students. They are going to be your moral policing committee in the college. Now Secretary has a big strength of 50 cadets roaming around in the entire college, checking on to all the disciplinary parts also. All teachers will be having a happy face after once the NCC cadets are in full form. Principal sir, are you happy about that? Or anything else? Are we finished off with everything? Sham? Thank you so much to give me such a great opportunity. And in future also, we will have a lot of webinars and this thing of interest. Definitely, because we have been conducting, as a unit, I have been conducting a lot of webinars in which people were very, very, it is a very useful kind of webinars we conducted, like historical, strategical and strategic perspective of Kargil. Now in that series, we are going to have one on Balochistan. We are going to have something on China. So all these things we can discuss about. Many subjects which are helpful for you also, as well as for this thing also will also be there. It will be asked for the NCC cadets and also for the students of the college. And thank you so much for giving me such an opportunity and to become part of this great institution. And I would also like to take a lot of benefits and the courtesy and the arrangement of the function. And you have got a very good NCC officer who was himself was in NCC, and now he definitely will be of great help to you. Other than he being a PD teacher, he will be doing more service now as a NCC officer. So I would like to see every year this college produces 5 people minimum 5 people who are getting into defense forces. This should be your goal. So this is the main goal setting that you have to do today on this auspicious Standards Day of 14th October 2020. That every year this institution will minimum offer 5 people successfully getting inducted into the armed forces. I take it as in record, and you will see. I wish all of you a very, very best of the time coming ahead and time ahead of the COVID, and also we become in flying colors. And because of your uniqueness of your college, I'm very sure you will. I was so happy to hear so many people visiting. The Prime Minister, the Chief Minister, the President of India was there in your college, and I'm telling you, it's a great this thing. And I was very happy to know that your secretary was been taken in the palms of the Dr. Abdul Kalam, who came visited your college. So it's a great feat. As a defense force people, we do get opportunity to meet Prime Minister or this thing at certain times and certain place. But unlike this, it's a very, very rare opportunity. And please uphold your institution's greatness. And also, by ending it in my speech, I would say I belong to the Guards Regiment, that is called the Brigade of the Guards. And the motto of this Guards Regiment is Pehla Hamesha Pehla. First is always first. Because in war, there is no runners up. So you have to win the war. So you have to always be first. So I think this is the one which I landed up to all of you people in your heads, that we always be first. So in any form, any activity that you are doing, you have to become the best. So and I'm wishing you all the best to become first, always first, Pehla Hamesha Pehla. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Girish Pardhan, for the thought-provoking speech and taking us deep into the Indian Army and what it takes to be an Army officer. We salute you and the Indian Army, sir, for guarding us and protecting day in and day out from all the enemies which we face outside the country. Thank you, sir. With that note, I would like to call Lieutenant Colonel Girish Pardhan once again to give away the memento to Dr. Ajit Kumar Lal Mohan, Secretary of AJK College of Arts and Science. Now, as a token of love and appreciation, we from AJK College of Arts and Science will be giving away the mementos. Firstly, to Lieutenant Colonel Girish Pardhan, Officer Commanding to Tamil Nadu Artillery Battery, NCC, Coimbatore. Next, I call Subedar Ram Vakil Yadav to receive the memento. Next, Mr. BQMH Ramajayam, Havaldar G. Gopinath, Nayak Vivekanandan, SG DVR Ramanujam, DVR Balasubramaniam, Cadet Deepak Kumar and Cadet Praveen Kumar. I call upon Mr. Ilayaraja, Physical Director, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon and warm greetings from AJK College of Arts and Science, and give me immense pleasure to propose the vote of thanks on this special day where the doors are open for the students to join the National Cadet Corps at this institution. A big thanks to Lieutenant Colonel Girish Pardhan, SM Officer, Commanding to Tamil Nadu Artillery Battery NCC Coimbatore for accepting our invitation and coming all the way to our college to inaugurate the NCC wing. Next, I thank Dr. Ajit Kumar Lal Mohan, Secretary, AJK College of Arts and Science, has been the backbone in launching the NCC wing in our college. Thank you, sir. I thank our principal, deans, HODs, faculty members, and my beloved students for being a part of this function and making it a grand success. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.